Hi there, that's right. Nick Dutch back on the camera yet again, looking rather classic, maybe the way that I did in my very early videos. Still the same headset, same microphone, and a very similar resolution of camera because, it's the same camera that I originally had. And I'm just using it as a webcam for this particular video. I have heard, maybe rightly, maybe wrongly, I don't know. But apparently I've got some detractors out there in the YouTube community. And some people think that maybe this weird guy called Nick Dutch is not necessarily, you know, the kind of person that should be around here. Well, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to tell you straight out that I'm staying. You see, what I'm doing here is something which is really rather hard. I'm creating a series of videos for a particular social demographic or ideological demographic, which could be roughly called the New Age movement or the occult movement. But I don't want to be a typical New Ager. I mean, during my very early videos, I've gone through a number of different stages and phases and a few experiments to see what I was comfortable in doing and what I wasn't comfortable in doing. But not only that, I wanted to investigate how I was interacting with the rest of the community, which means other people within the New Age communities as well, as people who were either skeptical or indeed thoroughly against the occult or the New Age world. So I am treading a bit of a fine line, but I certainly don't want to please everybody, which means that I've got to focus a little more on my main demographic as well as just to use YouTube for its primary purpose, which is to have fun. Now, I would like to use this as an entertainment service or an entertainment channel, but that isn't always either possible or a good thing, because I want to try and portray certain messages and certain ideas. And I'm doing this on quick capture, so you know that there's basically no editing happening whatsoever. The message I want to get about the message I want to get out, that's proof I'm not editing. The message I want to get out is that of a perpetual search for the truth. And by that I do not mean a religious truth, because I don't think there is such a thing as a religious truth, apart from something that could make sense to an individual as part of their own psychological world that they're building up, or they're fortifying within their own minds or their own imaginations for their own self-developmental purposes. There's some things that we can say are real and some things that we can say that we just plain don't know. But there are still strange experiences which carry on happening. To take the hard atheist stance, for instance, and say, sorry, I'm just going to lower myself down so I'm framed a bit better. Alright, to take the hard atheist stance doesn't seem to fit, quite simply, because it's cutting out not only the apparently supernatural, but also any psychological benefits that individuals could get from trying to investigate the supernatural, the paranormal, and all the rest of that. Even exercises such as prayer, even hypnosis, for instance. There does seem to be a train of thought within atheism which suggests that self-hypnosis, for instance, is not something which is even vaguely worthwhile. Now, the effect of hypnosis upon the brainwave activity and suggestion is as much of a factor of the universe as the existence of the Milky Way galaxy or the force of gravity. It is a fact of the natural world. And some of the most powerful techniques for adding suggestions, removing suggestions, or investigating the contents of your mind, or trying to work out what you're emotionally and intellectually sensitive to, happens to be within the New Age and the occult world. It doesn't happen to be within the natural sciences of astrobiology or physics, chemistry. It's just not there. It overlaps with the metaphysical, which is one of the reasons why all the discredited stuff which I'm talking about actually has an important natural science importance. That's why it's got to be encouraged. Now, the other strange experiences that happen, well, they could be delusion or they could not be delusion. taking into account some of the ways in which the human mind works and the ways in which a person can have sensitivity to things that are happening inside their own bodies or inside their own minds or in the outer world, can we rule out every possible experience? Basically, no, we cannot. We need to analyze them very intensely. And I admit that there are a hell of a lot of people within this community who do not. And if you've actually watched my videos, you will know that I do actually speak out against that particular approach. And for a good reason, because I don't want to go around deluding people. And there are religious people who go around deluding people, whether they're pagans and New Agers, or occultists, or Christians. And they do this all the time. And this has either got to be stopped, which the atheists are trying to do, but the atheists are going the other way, and are trying to separate almost humanity from the imagination, the creativity, the ability to visualize or indeed be sensitive to your surroundings. I think that's absolutely atrocious, to be quite frank. And then, you know, if you go the other way to the overly superstitious, literalist, religious people, they're trying to wrap people up more and more and more into a psychotic, schizophrenic world of separation from reality and about life. So both ends of the spectrum have got problems. We have to see that. And there must be a middle ground. And one of the things that I'm doing is trying to be in that middle ground, explore it with a few ideas, and, as people say, take it from there. So, that's where I'm coming from. Like it or not, Nick Dutch signing out for now.